It's Carpool Chats with Christy. I'm wearing Cora's aquarium hat she got last week because it is hot and the sun is blaring, so I'm protecting my face. Anyway, I want to come on here and talk a little about gaslighting. If you're in here, you know about narcissistic abuse. You may or may know what gaslighting is. Basically, it's when someone kind of flips things, makes you feel crazy, makes you believe their story that's not true. That blatantly lying can be part of gaslighting, and I'm actually going through a situation right now involving gaslighting, so I thought I'd share. I'm going to share exactly what it is, but I thought I would share what I do when it happens, because especially if you're involved or disconnected but have to be involved with a narcissist, and you will come in contact with other narcissists in your life. They can be in your workplace, they can be in your children's school, they can be the mailman. I don't know. So let's see. I'm just gonna give a few key points to things that I do when I feel like I am being gaslit or someone's trying to gaslight me. It doesn't work on me because I'm on the other side of being a victim of gaslighting. I didn't even know really what it was. I just thought sometimes you feel like you're losing your mind, like you're crazy, like maybe you're forgetting something. So one of my tips is get everything in writing if you can. This could be if you're dealing with like a co-parent, no phone calls, everything in writing so you have the facts. The big thing with gaslighting is making sure you have a collection of the facts, because it's all you have, like in your argument against it. And that could be just with the person in general. If you've got to back something up, though fighting with a narcissist just goes round and round and round, and I'm reliving that right now where I've put facts out there. Now I'm at a point, I'm just going to drop it. But sorry, I got a little text. But it can also be if you are in a situation with co-parenting, lawyers, court stuff, anything legal, you always want to have everything documented. So that's a huge thing. Another thing is stick to the facts. Like in those emails, stick to the facts. Don't talk about your emotions. Don't talk about the fluffy shit that really doesn't matter. Stick to very short and succinct. Whatever your ask is, try to make it as clear and short as possible if there's an ask. And bullet point if you have questions. What is it you are asking, right? Like if you are trying to get a question answered, narcissists often will dance around answering the questions that they don't want to answer. So how I do that is it's a lot harder to dance around if you put one bullet point and here's my question. Like, what time are you coming tomorrow? That's it, right? So really sticking to simple facts or questions and not taking the bait. This kind of plays into it, but it's really important to not take the bait of getting emotionally sucked in. And that's I think one of the hardest things, especially when I was going through my narcissistic situation, and didn't realize all the things I realize now. It was so easy to get just that visceral reaction. And I put a podcast out today. If you haven't checked it out, I'll link it here in the video. But you get that visceral reaction, and if you do get sucked in, the podcast tells you ways when your narcissist is triggering you, how to kind of pull yourself out of that. There's some 5 quick tools, techniques, whatever you want to call it, to kind of get out of that quickly, and over time that will help heal it so you don't have such a visceral reaction, or you don't have one at all to certain things. I still have gaslighting. It's one of my it's one of my pet peeves, bigger than a pet peeve. It's one of those deep things that still can get me that initial visceral reaction, but now I'm like, okay, step away, do those things, take care of it. But try your best to keep it very logical and say, okay, I'm just going to stick to the facts. I'm sticking to the truth. I know what reality is. I'm not crazy. I'm not going to get sucked into their bullshit, right? And then it's just you kind of have to talk yourself through it. But if you do get sucked in emotionally, go listen to my podcast. All right. I hope that helps a little. There's more things on gaslighting. I have an episode on gaslighting. I can't remember offhand, but I only have 21 episodes right now, so you could scroll down and there is one. Gray rock method is especially how to deal with gaslighting, and I have an episode specifically on the gray rock method, so you can look for that one too. So if you want to know what to do, there's that. There's another one about conversations, like how to handle conversations, which can involve gaslighting, and then today's podcast, which is if you happen to get sucked in and your body's like, no, you can use these 5 tips to kind of work through that. So have a lovely day, and I will catch you later.